Hello, my name's Tom, and in this video I'm going to put together a quick demo of some free instruments you might want to check out. So in Reaper, unlike in some other DAWs, you really don't get very much in the way of free instruments. There's a very basic free sampler, a very basic free synthesizer, but you generally have to go and look about to pick up actual instruments to play within it. So one of the best places to go if you want to try and find some is the Pianobook site. So this is mainly most of the people who contribute instruments and sample packs here are amateurs and enthusiasts. And as you can see, there's a huge amount of sample packs on there, so it's quite difficult to know how to filter through them all and find the good ones. If you do want to have some help finding some of the best ones, on my Pianobook page, I have put a video, and it'll be on my YouTube channel as well, for my top 5 free contact instruments. So in that I go through how I sort of filtered it down a bit myself, and I give some very quick demos, just playing a few notes on each one of some of the best instruments and some of the best contributors you might want to check out. So most of these are, well, a lot of these are contact instruments. We also have decent sampler and some other samplers as well, but I'll come back to that in a minute. So actually, although all the ones in this example are on Pianobook, the one I'm using for the bass is this one here. This is on my witchpig.co.uk site, and this isn't actually up on actually, look at here on my profile. This one here is still actually in pending submission, so I'm waiting for that to come through. So if you're watching this video and it's not up on Pianobook yet, just go to witchpig.co.uk and go down to here. I've got a whole load of other instruments and VSTFX and preset packs and stuff as well. But go here, go to demo and details, and then you can watch a demo for this one. And just click here to download it, and this will just go, for the time being, this just goes to a folder where you can, it's a Dropbox folder, and you can just download the files from there. So, right, getting back to here, the ones I've used for this demo track are Granular Flickers, this one, and I've used Thunder Drum. So that's pretty much what it says. It's a drum which sounds like thunder. And I've used steel drum transmissions. So this is a very nice sounding one, very simple instrument but nice sounding one. And then my Behemoth hybrid bass. So what you might have noticed with all of these is that they had, apart from this one, they had demo on them. Now that's because this is running in the proper contact player, but I only have an older version. I don't want to have to pay for a newer one. And when I went to open up the contacts instruments from Pianobook, a lot of them said, oh, you need to upgrade to a newer version of contact, which I didn't want to have to pay for. So to get around that, what I did was I opened them in the free contact player. So you can get the very latest version of free contact player and you'll open them up. But what will happen is they'll go in demo and then you've only got 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, you just have to remove the contact player, add them in again, and it'll go back to the same place and do it. So it's a bit of a pain, but you can get around it that way. And then once you've actually recorded it, so it doesn't cut out randomly, what you need to do then is you just right click on the track. So this is the track with the MIDI on it here. You can see just the lines of the MIDI. It's got the instrument on. And then you right click on it, you go to render freeze tracks to stereo stem tracks and mute origins. And then what it'll do is it'll mute this track and it'll create an actual audio track so you can use that. So that's a good way to get around it. So on this track, I haven't done very much to it at all. I've pretty much just used the controls on the instruments themselves to get them to fit in with each other. The only one I've used anything else on is on the Behemoth hybrid bass. I did use some fab filter. I just used a bit of compression on that. And on the master, again, I used a bit of fab filter. I used this one here. I used a bit of compression on here. It's limiter on the end just to bring the volume up. And I was just going to use Reaper stuff for everything, but the Fab Filter stuff is expensive, but it is that little bit, maybe 5 to 10% better, but not for everything. So for the actual multi-band compression, I actually prefer the Reaper Rea X Comp from the Fab Filter one, which seems ridiculous because it's quite expensive, the Fab Filter one, but this works better. And also, the other things I've got on here, which are free as well, is I've got, this is from Variety of Sound. I've got a tape simulator thing, and this is better than several of the ones I've tried. I've tried out quite a few, which are paid ones, and this is I actually prefer this one, and it was free. And also another good one is this Thrill Seeker. So this is basically Exciter. You don't want to use it on everything because it can make some things sound a little bit harsh. But with a lot of things, it just gives it that little bit of extra edge. So that's something you might want to check out. So I'll put the links to that in the description as well. So the only other thing before I just play it through to you I've done is I've done a fade out on the whole track at the end. So to do that, you just need to go to View, Master Track, tick the box there. And then when it shows up, you just click on Trim, select Volume. You can see I've already done that. And then you'll get the volume automation line, which is this line along here. And then when it starts to fade out here, what you do is you just right click on the line, do Create New Point, and then you can set a shape. So you can do different shapes as well. And then it just goes down to being totally quiet at the end. So you probably want to faff about with different shapes and where you put the volumes if you're doing that. And then just to get it to fade out nicely and smoothly. So, okay, so this isn't intended to be any great work of art or anything. It's just an example, which will hopefully give you some ideas of some of the free instruments you can bring into yourself and use within Reaper. And hopefully the video I did on my top 5 will help you narrow down some of the ones you might want to check out and try yourself. So I'll just play this until it fades out just to give you an idea. Okay, so if you're interested, check out my witchpig.co.uk site as well to download some free VSTs and instruments and sample packs and stuff. And also maybe check out some of my other videos as well. Okay, cheers.